After Hainan launched an island-wide independent customs operation, has the economy taken off? I certainly haven't seen it, but prices have really skyrocketed. Recently, there was a trending topic. Tourists in Sanya ate 4 seafood dishes, spending $260, and were even mocked by the waiter, saying, "If you can't afford it, don't come." The so-called international standard we ordinary people don't understand. It turns out prices have skyrocketed. I came to Sanya to pick up a fan today. Have you guys noticed something? Honestly, not so many migratory birds are coming to Hainan for vacation, retirement, or leisure this year. Seriously, look at these taxis. They're all just sitting there doing nothing. Last night, when I went to pick up my package, the lady at the delivery station said it's over this year, saying there are too few people coming to Hainan. What do you think is going on? Hainan has been closed for a month now, but instead of the expected foreign investment influx, many domestic investors are quietly withdrawing. The free trade port, which should have been bustling, is now deserted, with empty streets, empty office buildings, and rows of shops plastered with for rent signs. Local residents are complaining generally on the outrageously high cost of living in Hainan, with exorbitant prices for food, clothing, housing, and transportation. Regarding housing, rents continue to rise. Water and electricity bills far exceed those of many inland cities. In terms of transportation, high oil prices are putting significant pressure on owners of gasoline-powered vehicles. Fans, you really should complain about the prices in Sanya. We were just about to buy a watermelon and 6 apples. Guess how much? $20. Looked at the bill, completely stunned. I said, no, I'll come back another day to buy discounted items. This is too expensive. I can't afford it. Fans, I put the watermelon and apples back. Seriously, I was shocked. Family, the shop assistant thought I was a rich kid buying things like this. My goodness, I need to complain about the prices. One watermelon, $14. As a tourist or another, no problem to complain. I support it. A few days ago, my mother-in-law returned to Shanghai from Sanya. The first thing she did after landing was go to the market to buy groceries. Then she texted me saying she spent $4 on 7 different kinds of vegetables in a big bag. Because you should know that in Sanya, $4 can only buy 1 kilogram of tomatoes, 1.5 kilograms of cucumbers, and 2 kilograms of potatoes. And that is the price at the market. Eating out is even worse. A bowl of beef noodles at a random little shop in Sanya costs $4. Add a little meat and it's easily $5. When I travel to many cities in mainland China, like Beijing and Shanghai, I always feel that prices in big cities are really low. You know, in Sanya, a plate of stir-fried potato shreds at a restaurant starts at $4. Just yesterday I was hungry, so I thought I'd get a bowl of beef noodles. How expensive could it be? In Xinjiang and even throughout northern China, it's only about $1.50, right? I said, "Boss, get me a bowl of pickled cabbage and beef noodles. Such a bowl in Xinjiang would cost me most $2. He said, $4. $4? The moment I heard that number, I felt like I'd traveled in time to 2052. Are prices really that high? I said, 1 bowl, thinking he'd misheard. He said yes, $4. What to do? The words were already out. Should I say, let me think about it, I'll skip it for now. Would that make me seem poor? I just gritted my teeth and paid the $4. The blogger said that while waiting for a beef noodle, she was hopeful, thinking that since a bowl costs $4, maybe it contained some Hainan specialties. But when the beef noodles arrived, she was dumbfounded. Besides clear broth, the bowl only contained a few sparse pickled cabbage leaves and 2 thin slices of beef. She couldn't help but ask, do you locals in Hainan eat out regularly? Can you handle these prices? These vegetable prices? Yesterday, the landlord asked me to pay the rent. I told him today that I won't pay and close, or let me pay less to keep running. I really have no choice. I'm losing money, not making any. How can I pay these fees? Since I opened the shop almost 3 months ago, I haven't earned a single penny. I'm lucky if I break even each month. Sometimes I even lose money. And don't even mention labor. I can't afford to hire anyone. The daily turnover, the good time is $70, but recently not even $70, only $50. How can you run the business? Today, I came to a big shopping mall in Sanya Bay. Let me check the time. 5:20, not many people. I bought a pair of shoes and 2 pairs of pants. The prices are acceptable, quite affordable. Maybe they haven't closed yet. Hainan has the highest prices in the country. Does anyone disagree? Actually, I've been to many cities across the country, including first-tier cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen. But I feel the prices are all cheaper than Hainan's. Pork in Hainan is $10 per kilogram, and vegetables cost $3. Especially during typhoon season, the prices are ridiculously high. But what I don't understand is that most people in Hainan only earn $300 a month, yet they have a very optimistic attitude. They just eat and sleep well and don't take anything to heart. Many people want to come to Sanya to find a job or start a business. I especially want to ask you, how much do you really know about the Sanya market? Let me tell you, Sanya has the most unique job market in the country. Its industries are highly concentrated, almost entirely revolving around tourism and retirement. So this means that apart from service industries like tourism, hotels, and catering, you can find very few decent white-collar jobs. For example, if you studied finance or IT and want to work in high-tech, sorry, you won't find much use for your skills here. The blogger said that Hainan also has the characteristic of high prices and low wages. Why can many local young people accept this? Because they live and eat at home and even have income from orchards. Their wages are just pocket money. But for newcomers, a monthly salary of $570 after deducting $200 for rent and $300 for food leaves very little, making it impossible to settle down. The current situation in Haikou. 5 strange phenomena have emerged in Haikou this year. First, no one is talking about salary increases or changing jobs anymore. Previously, people always complained about low wages and long overtime, wanting to quit and find a better job. This year, people are going out to eat less after work. Everyone wants to make money. Second, people used to be afraid of being fired. Now they're looking forward to being fired and want N+1 compensation. Third, people used to feel envious and jealous when they saw friends buying houses. Now, seeing friends buy houses evokes mixed feelings. Fourth, many office buildings are vacant and prices keep falling. Fifth, the food is delivered faster and faster. I'm starting to suspect the driver's training for the Olympics. Have you noticed? It said that Haikou City has a population of 100,000, but I don't believe it. I don't know where everyone has gone. The streets are deserted and the parks are empty. Look, the street behind me, which used to be bustling, is deserted. Where have all the people in Haikou gone? 5 years ago, every street was packed with people. Now, I don't know where they've all gone. Did they go back to farming? Many friends from other cities called to ask me, Hainan is closed off, is business better there? Actually, for us islanders, what we've seen so far is that since the border was closed on the 18th, our betel nut prices have dropped by 40%. Do you think we're happy? We've grown so many betel nuts, the price next year is still unknown. The blogger says that the price has currently dropped to $3. While this situation is unfortunate for the locals, they can barely make ends meet because they own the land and face no rent pressure. However, the business owners who have invested heavily in leasing thousands or even tens of thousands of acres of land are likely to face a much tougher situation. The blogger predicts that if prices continue to decline, it could trigger a large-scale withdrawal of investment by contractors to cut their losses. Seriously, are prices in Hainan really this high now? I want to complain about the prices in Hainan. I got off work early today and bought some cold dishes, just a tiny bit. Everyone, this is just a little bit of vegetables and it cost me $3.60. I went next door and bought some roasted chestnuts, about 20 of them, and they cost me $3. Seriously, are prices in Hainan really this high now? I feel like my spending habits are pretty good. Am I the only one who thinks it's expensive? What about you guys? What do you think? I don't know if you've noticed, so few people are coming to Hainan. It's almost Chinese New Year, and the Hainan Free Trade Port official opening, there should be a lot of people coming. But in reality, apart from a few commercial districts, the streets are still deserted. The only people you see are ride-hailing drivers, DD drivers, and food delivery riders. Some people's wages are really low, a monthly salary of $700 after utilities, rent, and daily expenses. How much money do they actually have left? If they can't earn money, they can't save any. Do you think there are still opportunities in Hainan? The era of one shop supporting 3 generations is over. Go and see any shop on the street that hasn't closed for more than 3 years deserves a success award. This year, the hardest hit are definitely the owners of physical stores. Even working for someone else isn't this tough. Go to the street and see those shop owners working 365 days a year, more punctual than a regular office worker, no weekends, no holidays. Owning a shop, are you poor? At least you have a storefront to keep face. Are you rich? You can't even pull out a penny from your pocket. Many friends say that fewer and fewer people are coming to Hainan for the winter because of the high prices and inconvenient transportation. I personally think that that's not entirely true. The main reason is the current poor economic environment. I've asked many elderly people who come to Linshui for the winter, and many of them have children about the same age as ours. It's precisely because of the current poor economic environment that many young people's income is completely insufficient to support their families. Therefore, many parents are tightening their belts, sacrificing their own quality of life in their later years to support their children's families. This is the main reason. What do you think? This winter in Hainan is really a bit strange. I remember that in previous years, starting in October, many people came to Hainan to escape the winter. But this year, I've noticed that most of the parking spaces in our neighborhood are empty. Before, we didn't have enough parking spaces in winter. If you came back even a little late, there wouldn't be any available. Yesterday, the weather was great, and when I went to Holiday Beach, there were very few people there. Before, Holiday Beach was packed. There used to be many middle-aged women wearing floral dresses, dressed very beautifully and fashionably, taking pictures and singing on the beach. Now, when I went, there was none of them. I think it's extremely difficult to find a job or start a business in Sanya because it's a consumer city. People come here to eat, drink, and have fun. If there's any business, it's mostly centered around catering and accommodation, but a major problem with this is its strong seasonality. Right now, there aren't many people, but in January and February, it's packed. But if you only earn money for 2 months a year, do you think that's easy earning? Blogger Sister Yu said she often passes by a restaurant of about 150 square meters. Last year, it was a hot pot store, while this year it has become a barbecue restaurant. She sees that most of the time there's only one table of customers, and sometimes she even sees the owner sitting alone in the restaurant without a single customer. Sister Yu lamented, how many people can survive such a dismal business situation? It's practically a struggle for survival. Therefore, when friends asked her what to invest in Hainan, Miss Yu bluntly stated that in a tourist city like Hainan, given the current trend of declining consumption, running a guest house or a restaurant requires extreme caution. Making money is simply too difficult. Business is tough this year, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. The duty-free shops are practically empty. Yesterday, I went to one of my favorite restaurants and there were only a few tables available. I went at 12:30, right at lunchtime, and there was no one there. There's a strange situation in Haikou lately. You might not believe it, but there are empty shops everywhere with for sale signs. Many small companies couldn't survive and closed down. Even those that used to be bustling places are now much less crowded. Many large companies are also laying off employees and cutting salaries. Many people who lost their jobs took up delivery, taxi driving, or errand running. These jobs are now so competitive that it's impossible to find work in them. Haikou has a high cost of living and low wages. Many people's incomes simply can't support their families. This year in Haikou, I don't know if it's due to the overall economic situation, but the business of restaurants and all industries has declined sharply. Even a hot pot restaurant that many people born in the 70s, 80s, and even 90s know, a place that holds so many memories for those people, is facing closure, transfer of ownership, or shut down, right? Have you noticed that there are hardly any tourists coming to Sanya this year? Because hotel prices haven't gone up yet, there's still a few hundred yuan per night. In previous years, hotel prices in Sanya were already over 1,000 yuan. It's December now and it's starting to get cold in the north. Shouldn't everyone be coming to Sanya for tourism? But why are hotels in Sanya still so cheap this year? Sometimes I really can't understand it. It feels like our city is sick. It's a recession across all industries. Look at this place. It used to be bustling with people, the seafood world. These restaurants, sometimes you feel heartbroken even as a layman. How many have gone out of business on this floor? It's really hard to just keep going.
海南的房价。
Hainan's housing prices have become a huge joke. How ridiculous? In 2018, didn't everyone say that Hainan's houses would maintain or increase in value and wouldn't depreciate? Now, in 2026, look at the various cities and counties from Haikou to Sanya. Fourth-generation housing prices have skyrocketed, while third-generation housing prices have plummeted to almost nothing. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.